So the current event that I chose to do is on self-driving cars. So when did the emergence of self-driving cars really begin? Self-driving cars really came about around 1965, but they really didn't become as prevalent until 2013 when major automotive companies including GM, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and others are all working on their own self-driving car technologies, and some of these cars are hoped to be made by 2020. So what do people think of self-driving cars? They did a poll on 1,000 people who are familiar with self-driving cars, and according to these results released in June 4th, 57% of respondents familiar with the vehicle would be willing to ride in them, and 51% consider them safer than people-driven vehicles. So my take on this is, although there have been recorded crashes in self-driven cars, you kind of have to think about how many crashes there are with human-driven cars, drunk drivers, etc. So I feel like self-driven cars may have their faults and they need to be worked out, but you're never going to be safe on the road no matter what car you're in. So I think self-driven cars provide a better and safer option on the roads. So there's been some speculations of the chance of these cars being hacked. So cybersecurity in self-driven cars has become a cause for concern and has halted some companies because of the cost required for cybersecurity defense. So people are really worried about these self-driven cars being infiltrated and someone being able to drive the cars and cause big crashes or taking them off the road. And this is definitely something to be worried about, and it's my one thing with self-driven cars that I believe could be a problem. So obviously the funding and infrastructure needs to be worked out so that events like this don't occur. So what's next? Obviously the front runner in self-driven cars is Tesla, because Elon Musk. And earlier this month, Elon Musk um, said that he anticipates completion of fully autonomous vehicles by the end of 2019, with their self-driven vehicles being so advanced in 2020 that the drivers can basically take a nap. So it's pretty obvious that he's set on making this happen, and he is clearly taken Tesla up into the front and with self-driven cars, and they are making big moves to make this happen, and hopefully by 2020 self-driven cars will be as advanced as being able to take a nap in them.